Hey guys, Lance Archer here, welcome back to Destiny. It's Friday, it's Xur Day. So Xur today comes to us via the Vestian Outpost, again like he was last week. So let's go see what our boy has for sale this week as we count down the final weeks of Destiny 1. Ooh, that dude looks cool. Alright, so we start off with the Legacy Engram. So we've got heavy weapons this time round, so 31 strange coins. So obviously, if you haven't got any of your year 1 stuff, and you want to complete your exotic collection, this is what it's for. I mean, still 31 strange coins are still pricey, but then at the moment, what are you really using your strange coins for if you've got them stockpiled? Next we have the Taikonaut. This is a Titan Helmet, Intellect Discipline roll. This is maxing out at 57 for Intellect and Discipline of 62. Its exotic perk is all rocket launchers gain tracking, visible radar while zooming with heavy weapons, heavy ammo drops more often. This I have not seen a Titan use at like in a long time. I even think when it first dropped, I don't think anyone really used it. Because let's be fair, I mean, if you're going to have a rocket with targeting acquisition, you're just going to pull out something like the Galahorn or the Truth. Some like the Ash Factory would have targeting on it. What else was there? There's a few other legendary rocket launchers that could have tracking on it. So truth be told, you didn't really want to waste a helmet that gave all rocket launchers tracking. And if I remember correctly, the tracking on it wasn't very good anyway. So you were better off sticking with stuff like the Truth or the Galley. I mean, if you're going to use heavy weapons and a rocket launcher, you want to use that. You want to use those. But so that's the Taikonaut Titan Helm. All right, next we have the Shinobu's Vow, the Hunter Arms. This is purely a discipline roll. So it's maxing out 84, so that's pretty bad actually. So for those you know, this improves skip grenade and gain an additional skip grenade charge. For those of you who remember playing Trials of Cyrus when it's popped out, when skip grenades were sort of the most OP thing with the Blade Dancer, it essentially would follow you around the map. So if you threw 2 down, you were screwed. And if you had your discipline up so it'd regen every 25 seconds, you're essentially throwing like unlimited skip grenades per match, because these things would follow you everywhere. And I mean, even if they manage to do the designated amount of damage onto you, or even like 3/4 of the damage onto you, there's nothing to say that the guy who threw them wouldn't just finish you off with a simple gunshot. I think the vendor rolls are probably like the stock one from the blueprints is probably a better roll than this one. But that's what the Shinobu's Vows are for. Okay, next we have the Ram. This is the Warlock one. This is Discipline Strength. This is a maxing out 60 on both Discipline and Strength. So the bonus for this is gain increased armor and all Voidwalker melee attacks trigger lifesteal on hit. So this was on sale not that long ago. So for those who remember, this is essentially the year 2 armor exotic that came out, and like it gave you like an insane amount of armor for your Warlock. So if you were doing like the blinking Warlock and you were like shotgun and you were Voidwalker as well, this you had like an unprecedented amount of armor. You essentially with this during year 1 or in year 2 Trials of Cyrus could survive a rezzing headshot. Yeah, I mean you'd survive with like maybe 2 HP, but you could survive the headshot. Okay, next we have the weapon of the week, which is the Last Word. So for those who remember, this is the hand cannon like a few years back, which absolutely destroyed people at range and at close range. So it's a fantastic looking gun. Like this gun has been here since year 1, and it's still one of my favourite looking guns. I mean, especially when it does the twirl animation when you bring it out, it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the ornaments for it as well. That's the sequel, which is all blue, and then you've got the addendum, which is this one. Which load. Wait, there you go. Which doesn't look too bad. I don't think it looks too bad. Nice little star on the gun. But yeah, I like this gun a lot. Funny enough, my best game in the Crucible was actually with this gun, even though I'm absolutely horrific with it. So I got 19 kills and 1 death with that gun. So I ended up with a 19.0. Yes, even though I did die once, it still counted it as a 19.0 kill death streak. Oh, KD, sorry, not kill death streak, KD. But yeah, like I got it doing the what was that quest? The Chaperone quest that you get from Amanda Holiday. So it was doing one of the parts of the mission that you had to play with the Last Word in the Crucible. But other than that, I mean, the gun still has a place in the Crucible. It still see some people use it to great effect. It's been obviously nerfed. Like obviously all hand cannons got that point where they were nerfed, so drop off on range, took into a huge effect. But yeah, it's put hand cannons into that spot. Okay, weapon bundles. We have the Last Word and the sequel, which I showed you earlier, was essentially the all blue one. And we have the Trespasser, the sidearm, the exotic sidearm. And with Fallen Assassin, I think Fallen Assassin is the yellow and slightly silver shading on it. So this is the sidearm which essentially goes in bursts, and its exotic perk at the end, like the 4th burst does more damage, or the initial burst does more damage. I think it's the initial burst does more damage after you've been killed. So when you come back and find someone, if you do the first shot, it does 4 rounds into the opponent, doing more damage, and then it finishes them off. Alright, next we have the cuirasses, the heavy ammo sense, the 3 of coins, and your glass needles, which for this week's roll on Xur stuff you might want, just because they are pretty bad. So this is a 88% roll, this is a shockingly bad 82, and this is an 89% roll. So if you want to re-roll, there's your glass needles. Obviously you want your material exchanges to get some glass needles and so forth, you can do. So that's it for Xur this week. Next Friday is technically Xur's last Friday with us in D1, because not long after that D2 rolls out on the 6th of September. And for those who don't know, it is official, it is doing a rolling midnight roll across where you are. So no matter what nation you're in or what country you're in, at midnight of where you are, D2 will go live for you. Apparently it's been said on Twitter, and I think Bungie have confirmed it as well. It's official, rolling midnight starts for the game. So because I'm in the UK, I will be getting it at midnight as well for myself on the 6th, and I will be enjoying it immensely to see how well it goes. They've also dropped this week at Gamescom the footage for the EDZ, the European Dead Zone, which is essentially a new area close to the farm of the social space where we are, and we've got to see some of the gameplay and stuff. So it looks pretty interesting. So they've done like a few public events, lost sectors, public strikes and so forth. So stuff that we normally got in Destiny 1, and plus the new stuff they've introduced into D2. So it's interesting to see how that's going to go. I mean, I'm especially looking forward to it, because obviously the loot drop and stuff like that is going to be interesting. The grind's going to be great. There's going to be essentially so much stuff for us to do in D2. It's going to be exciting. Why has that dude got the better clothes on? What the heck? Okay, never mind. But yeah, I mean, just thinking about the fact that D2 is already around the corner. This Xur is going to be, we're trying to figure out where Xur will be in D2 as well. It's going to be exciting, you know. Yes, I thought his brother Van's still here. He is. But yeah, why are you still here? You have no more reason to be here. We won't see you until like D2 whenever you decide to drop down.
Not too long now.
Yeah, you got nothing. Oh well. But yeah, so with that being said, check out the stuff that's on that Bungie have obviously thrown out regarding the EDZ and so forth. So it's going to be interesting. There is a short video regarding Cade 6 which is quite amusing, so you should check that out. I absolutely laughed my head off because it's Nathan Fillion, and you know everyone loves Nathan Fillion, especially as Cade 6 and the other roles he's done. But that being said, everyone have a great weekend. Take care. I'll see you all in the next video. Sub, favourite, like, share and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Take care and bye.